Hey everyone, so I just crossed another milestone in my 2015 Toyota Corolla. I just passed the 200,000 mile mark. So I want to go over how much it has cost me over the last 10 years and 200,000 miles to maintain and repair this 2015 Toyota Corolla. Now I did a video of the first 100,000 miles of maintenance and repairs, and that first 100,000 cost me $1,248, and that was mostly just maintenance and two very minor repairs. A chip in the windshield, and I had a road hazard, a few other tires. So as you would expect, not a lot to maintain this car up to the first 100,000 miles. Now the next 100,000 up to 200,000 miles cost a little bit more, but overall it was pretty inexpensive, and this car has proven to be very reliable. So let's jump right into the numbers. I've done 10 oil changes on this car since then. I do the 10,000 mile oil change, and the analysis shows that for the type of driving I do, that's okay. I use Costco synthetic oil and Toyota genuine oil filters. Cost about $25 per oil change. I've done 10 of them, so $250. I also do the engine air filter and the cabin air filter every 30,000 miles. I do them together. The pair of filters costs about $40 for the good quality filter, so you're talking doing that 3 times is about $120. I've done 5 drain and fills on the transmission. When you do a drain and fill with these by pulling the straw out of the transmission, you usually get about 2 quarts when you do that. So I use the ASIN genuine transmission fluid for this because ASIN is the company that makes the transmission for this car. The Toyota fluid is about 2 to 3 times as expensive, and I think it's the exact same stuff. So I just use the ASIN genuine transmission fluid. 2 quarts per drain and fill at about $10 each. I've done 5 of them. So you're talking about $100 to do 5 drain and fill services on this transmission. Wipers, replace both of them twice at about $14 each, so about $28 total. I've done that twice over the last 100,000 miles. 1 can of throttle body cleaner every 20, 30,000 miles, give or take. I clean the throttle body, gets a little gunk build up around it just from the PCV system, and you start to feel a little bit of idle hang on it a little bit. So cleaning that usually takes care of that. That's become more of a maintenance item on these cars, just to clean the throttle body blade once in a while. I did the first set of brakes on this car, the pads and rotors on the front at about 130,000 miles. Again, since I do mostly highway driving, I don't wear items out as much as the average person does. So I did pads, rotors, and fluid on the front axle, and I checked the backs. They didn't need it. They were perfectly fine. So about $130 for pads, rotors, and fluid. On this car, I had to do another set of tires. I got about 100,000 miles out of the last set of tires. Those were the Michelin X Tours. So since I do mostly highway, they're rated for 80. I got 100 out of them. So the next set of tires was $580, and I'll probably get another 100,000 miles out of these tires. And then I also had an alignment done when I did that for $150. And then finally, for maintenance, I replaced the battery on this car. I put an Interstate Costco battery in it. The original one was about 7 years old. Didn't give me a problem, but it was getting to the age where on a really cold night, it might really struggle to start. So I just said, 7 years old, it's due. Let me replace the battery. So from 100,000 miles to 200,000 miles, maintenance costs, $1,453. So overall, not too bad. Still fairly inexpensive. Now, repairs for 100 to 200,000 miles. 3 repairs I had to do to this car. One was the windshield. Obviously, that's no fault of the car itself. I had a vehicle in front of me kick up a piece of metal, hit the windshield, and it cracked it pretty bad. So that needed replacement. $346 because this is a very simple, inexpensive car with not a lot of electronics in it. So the windshield was pretty cheap to replace in this car. Also, I had the AC recharged at the dealer and had them check for leaks. The AC wasn't working, and I could see the compressor was not coming on. Usually the culprit of that is low pressure because there's not enough AC refrigerant in the system. So I had them pressure check the system, try to find a leak because I thought there was a leak somewhere. They couldn't figure out where it was. They repressurized the system with the refrigerant that has the UV dye in it, so you can see it with the UV lights, figure out where it's leaking. It's been 2 years. System still works good, so if I had a leak, it was really, really small. The dealer couldn't figure out where it was coming from. So that was $204 to have them pressure check it and recharge the system. And finally, the only real I would say, wear and tear repair I've had to do to this car was one of the front wheel bearings started making some noise, and it was pretty obvious that it was worn out and needed replacement. So dealer quoted me $1,700 for 2 front wheel bearings, so I decided to do it myself. Both front wheel bearings, I replaced the entire knuckle assembly with the bearings, and I had to buy a set of axle impact rated sockets for the axle, because they're 30 millimeter axle sockets that I needed for this. I just bought a whole set of impacts. So I had them for any other vehicle I need to work on. So that tool kit plus both front knuckle assemblies with new bearings in them, since I didn't have a press to press the old bearings out, about $400. So 100,000 miles to 200,000 miles. Repair costs were about $950. So my total maintenance and repair costs from 100 to 200,000 miles was $2,403 approximately. So total for maintenance and repairs for this car all the way up to 200,000 miles was $3,651. Not too bad after 10 years and 200,000 miles. Now, obviously, I do most of my maintenance and repairs myself. That saves me a significant amount of money than having a dealer or independent repair shop do it. So if you have to have that done by someone else, that will significantly increase your cost. But overall, not bad. Again, the only real significant item that wore out over 200,000 miles was that wheel bearing. And since I figured, let me just do both of them since one's making noise already. I don't know if maybe they're worn out. Maybe there was an issue with that one when it was manufactured. I don't know, but let me just do them both. So really not too bad. Just simple maintenance costs. This car is very simple to maintain yourself. There's really not a lot to a very, very simple car like this. And then as far as how the car itself has held up over 10 years and 200,000 miles, very, very well. The outside of the car is a little worse for wear. I do a lot of highway driving. There's a lot of chips and nicks on the front of the car just from all the highway driving I do. That's pretty normal for highway driving. This car sits parked outside all the time. This is the only one of my cars that I don't park in a garage on a regular basis. I live here in the Northeast, so we have salt and brine on the roads. And overall, it's pretty rust-free, this car. A little bit of rust here and there underneath, a tiny little bit under the hood, and a couple little spots on some brackets underneath on the subframe. Some of the welds just have a little bit of superficial rust on it. But for the most part, all the rust on this car after 10 years, for the most part, is really superficial. There's no structural, nothing's flaking off or breaking or anything where you need to have any sort of rust repair done on this car. Everything's just real basic surface rust that's not detrimental, that I'm not worried about. I put it on my lift every once in a while just to do a thorough inspection of this car periodically. Nothing that I have to worry about or maintain, or where I'm really going to have any sort of rust repairs done. And the inside of the car has held up extremely well. I stay on top of keeping the car clean inside. I periodically blow it out with my air compressor just to keep any dust and debris off it. Vacuum it periodically. Any stains I get on it, I usually try to take care of right away, so that'll become a bigger issue. But just kind of investing a little bit of time here and there on this car, hosing off the underneath, especially come springtime when the winter's over, periodically cleaning the inside. The car has held up very, very well. Maintenance and repair costs are very, very good on this car. This is not an expensive car to own and maintain, and just keeping on top of keeping the car clean, keeping the salt off of it, keeping the inside clean periodically really shows that this car has held up very well after being 10 years old and having 200,000 miles on it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.